This is Walnut Grove Plantation, a manor built along the banks of the Tiger River in 1765 here in Spartanburg County. There are several restored outbuildings and lots of fun stories about life for some of our earliest settlers. So this is a one-room schoolhouse we're coming up on. Tell me what we would see inside.
Right. Inside we have, we've kind of repurposed this building for two uses for people to, visitors to see. We do have the schoolhouse side of the building,
Okay.
And then on the other side of the building, the other half of the building, we've basically set up all of the different tools and implements that you would need to create your own clothes.
It would have been used for spinning cotton or for spinning the wool. Right now I am spinning some cotton fiber.
And although we do have Judy today demonstrating some of the looming, working on the loom was often considered man's work.
Why is it part of the experience when you visit Walnut Grove Plantation to be able to see people in period dress?
Well, I think it just makes your visit a little more authentic, and that's one of our main goals, is to really bring the late 1700s to life for people and to really impress upon them the difficulties of living at that time.
So we're in the kitchen here, but it's separate from the house. Is that typical?
It was typical. Kitchens always had a high risk of burning down because the cooking fire was never allowed to go out. So it would be kept separate from the house, so you would only lose the kitchen as
Right.
opposed to your whole home.
Tell me some of the features that we see in here. The walls are unique.
We have mud chinking between the logs. This is actually much more typical, this building, of what you would have seen in an average family living in the backcountry at this time. The Moors actually did live in this cabin probably for a time period once they were building the house, and then they converted it into the kitchen, where they would have used tools like the cabbage shredder here, beaten biscuit maker.
And what's that funny looking thing?
This is a corn husk mop that they would use to mop the floor with.
Tell me how life revolved around the kitchen.
Any type of food that needed to be prepared would be prepared here in the kitchen. And again, much like we saw with the weaving, you had to make everything for yourself, including even your own butter.
So the sound and the sight of someone shooting a gun really isn't unheard of in that time of day. Pretty common?
Hunting was very important. I mean, that's where they got a lot of their meat for their food from.
And Will here sitting on the porch, what does he represent?
He's actually attired as a ranger, part of the regulator movement, which provided law and order.
What makes a plantation tour a great summer staycation option?
Well, I think one, if you've lived here all of your life, it's a great way to come and learn about local history. And two, if you're kind of new to the area, it's a great way to come and see how local history fits into more national history that you might be familiar with. And I think it's also just kind of fun to see how people lived 200 years ago.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching Better Carolinas.